Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am Professor VP Singh and I will present the paper. My co-author is also present. The title of my paper is Impact of... Oh, pardon. I think now I am audible. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for providing me this opportunity. And my co-author, Preeti Tiwari, is also present, but I will present the paper in her presence. So, title of my paper is Impact of COVID-19 Crisis on Consumption Culture, Case of Middle Class in Urban India. The Indian society is basically an agrarian society from the very beginning, and its civilization developed over a period of time, and a clear-cut division of labor emerged in the form of the Varna system, which is the basic social structure of Indian society. The whole society was divided into four Varnas: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. The major function of Brahmins was to engage in pursuit of learning and performance of religious rituals and rites for the members of society, including spiritual learning and teaching. They were also holding leading educational institutions of the society, and these institutions were continued over thousands of years, and they have great impact on the society. In this system, the life was very simple and consumption was minimal, subject to the basic needs of the people. Other two Varnas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, were engaged in pursuit of administration and business respectively, and were having patterns of conspicuous consumption due to the material prosperity, but having a relatively low status in the societal hierarchy in comparison to the class of Brahmins, who enjoyed highest status due to their specialization in education and spiritual training. Fourth Varna, Shudra, was of service classes who provided different services to the rest of society and get shelter and livelihood in exchange of their services. It is believed and argued that Varna system was an open class system and status of a person was not determined on a ascriptive basis but on the basis of his karma or job. But later on, Varna system converted into a more rigid ascriptive and hierarchical system, and today what is known as caste system, which restricted the mobility of the members from one class to another class. In post-Vedic period, it is witnessed the rise of large urbanized states as well as the Sharmanas movement like Jainism, Buddhism, and in this period a lot of economic development took place in the society. The Mauryan period, that is 320 to 185 BC, was extremely rich in terms of literary resources of information, the most important being Kautilya's Arthashastra and Buddhist text and travel accounts, and during this period city administration was well developed. The city was also a center of manufacturing industry, usually surrounded by craft villages, or more or less homogeneous in terms of occupation and specialization in some activity. Within the city, it had a number of 60 odd industries grouped into 11 categories. Advanced levels of guild and industrial labor and merchants were in existence. During the Mauryan period, the urban society in North India was occupationally diversified and some sort of professions were also in existence. Similar patterns of urbanization and industrialization took place in South India as well. Due to invasion and continuous warfare between kings, resulting to decline and economic professional activities, which was further accelerated during the invasion of Hunas, who entertained anti-Buddhist sentiment and resulted into deliberate destruction of many Buddhist centers in northwest India and Gangetic plains. This process continues even in Mughal period, particularly in the period of Khilji dynasty. it is important to note that rural areas were connected with urban centers and had economic ties with urban-based industrial units, but at the same time maintained their autonomy during the period of various rulers, focusing mainly on agriculture activities and craftsmanship. However, urban centers had high level of prosperity through trade and commerce, became the victim of invaders and cruel rulers who who insisted on conversion of the local population in order to strengthen their administration and military power. But these indigenous industries continued to survive even in adverse conditions and engage in trade and commerce activities not only within the country but also abroad, particularly in the Middle East and Europe through Silk Route came into existence during the Maurya Empire. B.B. Mishra discussed at length the growth of Indian middle classes and argued that it can be divided into two, old middle class and new middle class. By old middle class, he means urban-based indigenous occupational groups emerged, developed, survived in India prior to the advent of East India Company and British Empire. However, new middle class originated as a result of colonial experience for a period of about 200 years. Thus, with the growth of modern professions, old professional groups either vanished or subjugated by the forces of westernization. The growth of professions, namely law, medicine, teaching, and engineering, was relatively low. Thus, the evolution of the society, the patterns of occupation and consumption also diversified. Growth of ancient cities, nagaras, in India, in Indian society, in its different parts of the country, in contrast to the villages called gram and tribal areas, that is Vanvasi, indicates the imbalanced growth of the society and also of distinct lifestyles, namely urban, rural, and tribal ways of living, representing two different and highly diversified patterns of the social and cultural milieu in Indian society. During the British period, the trade of finished products from Europe produced in factories introduced a modern style of life in India, particularly in the emerging new middle class people. Gradually, the Western lifestyle attracted the masses due to its superiority on local products. This has given rise to a cultural hierarchy of high and low culture. All Indian products were denounced and declared useless and backward, and foreign products as superior and useful by new Indian middle class. Even after independence, this trend continued under the influence of Eurocentric model of development based on modernization theory, which put all pre-modern cultures and societies in the category of traditional societies and set the goal of modern industrial society. Thus, urbanization and industrialization became the goals of development. This has initiated production of goods at mass level within the country as well as importing consumer goods from abroad. The level of consumption in the decades of 1950s, 1960s and 1970s was very limited, and urban middle class families were having a low level or average level of consumption. In rural areas, with an exception of few families, it was generally low. Since 1980s, situation started to change with the growth of urban population. Urban consumption patterns were observed at certain occasions, particularly in those rural areas that got prosperity as a result of green revolution in India. Even at the occasion of marriages, they were having the urban practices in dining and in organizing the rituals of marriage. The people of both rural and urban areas were having craze for foreign imported goods. In 1993, India adopted new economic policy of globalization, privatization and liberalization, which not only accelerated the economic growth in the country but also attracted the developed countries towards India as potential market to sell their consumer goods to Indian middle class consumers, which was about 11.7% of the total population in 1999, that is with the end of millennium. And in last 2 decades, its size increased substantially, and today about 40% of the population of India comes under middle class, of which 13.7% live in rural areas and 26.3% in urban areas. The purchasing power of Indian middle class also increased during this period. The Indian middle class have adopted a new consumer culture, and it becomes a fashion to go for outing on weekends, to go outside for dining very frequently, uh, adoption of the fast food culture, use of branded clothes and other gadgets, online shopping, use of credit cards, mobile banking became the part of everyday life for the middle class. Impact of globalization, privatization and liberalization can be seen very clearly on the urban middle class population, and a new consumer culture in every sphere of life can be seen. The print media, radio, TV and cinema promoted the consumer culture both in the rural and urban areas in last 2 decades and transformed the socio-cultural milieu of urban middle class to a great extent. Pandemic COVID-19 originated in China and has badly affected the whole world. In India, first positive case of COVID-19 was reported in February 2020, and the Indian government started to take necessary steps to deal with this crisis situation. Initially, the people were advised to avoid public gatherings on festive and other occasions, but later on, government declared total lockdown in the whole country on 25th March 2020, which continued till 31st May 2020. Since 1st June, we started to unlock. Now we are in the stage of unlock 5.0. We started from 1st October, in which we have almost unlocked everything except religious places and containment zones. It was a very bold and risky step for a country like India. The major objective was to save the life of the people at a very heavy cost of economy. This step had not only in breaking the chain of the coronavirus but also provided sufficient time to the state and national governments to gear up their health machinery and to enhance needed medical facility in all the districts of the country to face the challenge of the virus. At the time, India was not having even sufficient PPE kits for medical doctors and health professionals. They also lack in testing kits. 1 lakh kits were immediately imported, and imported kits from China were of poor quality and these were discarded. And equipment like ventilators were also not available in hospitals. Even more than 70% alcohol-based sanitizers were also not manufactured in India at large scale. India was also importing and 95 masks for doctors and health professionals at that time. The situation was very critical at the time. The national government took initiative to produce all these items at the local level. The masks were produced not only by housewives but also women staff of Indian police in their offices. Many NGOs also came forward to help in this work, and now India is producing more than 2 lakh masks every day. Similarly, some industries shifted to manufacture ventilators at a very low cost within the country using the local raw materials. India also got success in producing testing kits locally at a very low cost and developed the capacity to produce more than 1 lakh testing kits in a day, second after China. The doctors and health professionals also used their talents in curing the corona patients, diagnosing with available symptomatic drugs. The rate of recovery from corona, which was in May 40 to 50%, is now very high, 80 to 90%. The countrywide total lockdown had adversely affected not only economic activity but also a crisis situation to the industrial workers petty businessmen, workers in the service sector, and also many those who were engaged in different types of activities in homes, shops, business establishment, mainly from unorganized sector of economy. The lockdown has created unemployment, cut in salary of the employees in private sector, heavy losses in industrial sector, civil aviation, railways, road transport, hotel and entertainment industries, and also in service sector. Purchasing power of the Indian middle class has decreased significantly. People are not visiting shops, markets, malls, hotels, and restaurants because of fear. They are depending more and more on online shoppings and home delivery. Future Group, the largest player in retail marketing, was sold out. It has sold out its asset to the Reliance due to heavy losses. Many small entrepreneurs closed down their enterprises. Many consumer items have disappeared from the market, although they were having a high demand. Many consumer items, middle class consumers today are very selective in purchasing the consumer goods. They are now purchasing only essential items. As a result, there is a heavy setback to the existing consumer culture which was existing in pre-COVID India. People stopped to go for outing. They or for fast food. Fast food culture was also badly affected. People are not ordering or also not consuming the fast food at all. The weekly outside dining diminished. People are looking for safe transportation. For overnight destination, they prefer private vehicles than the public transport only, and they move only when it is very necessary. People now prefer to work online, and online banking is preferred instead of cash transactions. People even do not prefer to visit ATMs to withdraw cash. Only very occasionally they visit ATMs and banks. Printing presses are closed down, and new academic session in school and colleges were postponed. Online teaching had badly affected the publication of books for schools and colleges, caused into unemployment to a very large section of the people engaged in the publication business. Thus today people are living with the minimum consumption level due to the crisis of COVID-19, and which has badly affected the socio-cultural milieu of the Indian society. The society survived in this crisis situation as it is heavily depend on agriculture and allied activities, engaging as many as 65% of the total population. The government also allowed harvesting of crops during the total unlock period, and industries have a very high level of loss, but India's export has increased. In last month data says that in September there is increase in India's export in comparison to September 2019, and service sector is also coming out of the crisis situation. But the crisis of COVID-19 has changed the habits and style of life all societies in last 6 months, and India is also not an exception. Some of these patterns will become the part of our social and cultural life. The eating habits are very much changed in this period, and people started and it has also caused in the survival of our traditional medicine system, that is yoga and Ayurveda. And as Natalia Velikaya also mentioned, yoga is also practiced in Russia also, and people are more depending rather than the vitamin tablets etc., the natural immunity boosters which are prescribed by the yoga. And the Ayurveda medicines are also become very popular, and one of the leading Ayurveda propagator, Baba Ramdev, he also come with a package of the immunity booster tablets, which became very popular throughout the India and even abroad. So I think that this kind of changes are taking place, and these changes, uh, some of these changes will change the style of life, I think permanently, particularly about healthcare, the use of sanitization, the practice of washing hands, and the people are not allowing people with shoes inside the house. And I would like to share that all these practices were existing in traditional India. People were not coming inside the house with shoes, and they were instructed that you should leave this outside. Then washing of hand was very much insisting in Indian culture. So all these things are reviving in India after the pandemic situation. These are some of my observations, although I am not having the quantitative data, but my observations indicate what kind of changes are taking place in the consumer culture and particularly in the middle class. And in the last, I would like to say that the basic structure of the Indian society, which I explained in the beginning, that it is basically agrarian society, and in crisis situation it survived only because of its uh, heavy dependence on the agrarian system. And today also we are not having any problem of food and other things, consumer products, every essential daily needs are fulfilled because our agriculture uh, sector is very strong. Only industries and service sectors are badly affected during this period. So I think Indian middle class is more affected rather than the our fellows in the rural area. With this, I conclude my paper. Thank you very much.